Hi and welcome everybody. Welcome to a new episode of Fresh Jazzy Sounds. For the people who are watching the first time, this is where I spin and sample and talk a little bit about fresh releases, jazzy releases, jazz music, new jazz music I must say. These are my favorite picks that are released during the summertime, and we start off with The Circling Sun, a cosmic jazz band. We got introduced to them 2 years ago, 2023, with this beautiful album Spirits, and they have now released a new album called The Orbits. And it has, for people who don't know the group, they are from Auckland, New Zealand, and their music really echoes the music of the 60s and the 70s. They really cross over there. It's not so much 70s maybe as it is 60s. And the music is really on this album, and it was also on their debut, it has a very much a positive vibe. It is really about having a good time, lift your spirits, and especially on this album they have introduced also the Love Affinity Choir, which adds vocals to the music on several tracks, and that really gives the music a more melodic feel, a more relaxed feel. And it fits very much, of course, summertime. On this album you also get some Latin vibes. That is new when you compare it to their previous album. They explore new ways, of course, although you get a lot of the same strong vibes of the first album, just introducing new touches, new directions, experimenting a little bit. It is for sure not exactly the same. And on the next track I want to sample, you can really hear the Love Affinity Choir introducing that Latin vibe, and you get a beautiful Brazilian samba. Enjoy! Sometimes you have those special albums where on the first few notes you hear, when you put the needle in the groove, you know you have something special. And I think that is certainly true for this album. And I think this could very well be the perfect 2025 jazz album of the year. It is that good, and let me share that experience just by putting the needle on the first side. And maybe together with the cover that already sets the mood, it shows Sensuke Fuyeda as a saxophonist. He plays, of course, the saxophone. The music that he plays with the Sensuke Fuyeda, I hope I'm not butchering his name. He plays music that is melodic, it's deep, it's dynamic. It really has an organic feel to it, but it's still structured. You can feel the groove in the music, and it is of course popular at the moment to mix modal and spiritual musics together, and that is for sure also happening on this album. But it is done just the right way, and he adds the influences of world music and Asian music, and especially if you like those early 70s albums, jazz albums that were spiritual, like on the Black Jazz label, but still had a groove, there was something going on, you're going to love this album. It is really, really special, and I'm sure it will be a new classic. now it's time to switch the mood a little bit and we change to some sunny jazz funk. And I must say, jazz funk really holds a special place in my heart. I love that music. That is my introduction to jazz music. And here you hear playing on the roads, Joe Captain, and I'm pretty sure that you heard him play before. Actually, maybe it's not a familiar name, but I'm 100% sure you heard him play before. And why do I know that? He's the pianist on the Circling Sun Orbits. Here he's playing the piano, and on this album, his debut album I guess, he's going solo. Of course he has a group of fantastic musicians who are playing together with him. And the music you're getting is really that classic soul jazz groove with some Latin jazz funk. He's mixing it all together, and it really reminds me of that 70s sound by the Missile Brothers. They also had that, well, you recognize it from any kind of music, you immediately recognize this is 70s jazz funk music. And on this album, he really does it in a perfect way. This is a perfect music to play in the background on a lazy, sunny Sunday afternoon. And from the sun-kissed jazz funk of the previous album, we got more groovy jazz that really fits summertime. And although summer is going away, it is great vibe that summer always gives, that relaxing feeling, and that's all over this album. The music is by guitarist Matt Gold, and he's playing together for the first time with Will Miller, who is a trumpetist. And together they create some, I would almost say, timeless music. It is released on an international anthem label, so it got a quality stamp from that side. You got some real quality music in the sense that there's fine arrangements, beautiful instrumentation, and the music is really relaxing. It is as if you're like a breezy summer's day, maybe on the beach, that is just, the day is passing away, and that is really the sense of this music. And of course, you also have some Brazilian influences, and the next track I want to sample, there is also a vocalist, and I believe she's called Mai Samores, that adds a little bit of vocal to the music, and it's just giving the music an extra dimension. And it feels as if we have spent the whole day on the beach, but now the sun has gone, it has set, and it's time to close the day. And we do that with some underground electronic jazz. And the music is by Simon Herodi. On this album he plays the electronic music, of course, and he mixes it with some live sax music. And that really gives this music that I would say jazz lounge feel. That is something, you enjoy it or you hate it. It is something I really enjoy because it grabs back a little bit to the early 2000s when you had much more of the electronic music influencing jazz music and the other way around. And on this album you get that same feel. And if you like this kind of music, also check out this album by Danny Scott Lane, Home Decor. It has that same vibe. It is that same ambient atmosphere, soundscapes that just pass by and that really are the perfect way to close the day. And it's also the last album I want to show on this video, Hope you enjoyed it and enjoyed the last track.